Shalom, shalom, following the show. Welcome again, Rock. Here we're just looking at one of my planted gardens. Haven't planted this section right here yet. Going to be doing this with radishes. And then in that middle area right there, we have kohlrabi coming up. But up there we have oak leaf lettuce. I believe it's oak leaf lettuce. And some mustards. And then here we have butter crunch lettuce. Hallelujah. Anyways, with this, the continued food crisis, but now we're having issues, or the people are having issues with baby formula, and I find that really, really eye-opening to see the amount of articles that we have referencing the shortage and the need, and people traveling 3-4 hours away out of their way to get baby formula. It just continues to show what happens when you depend on a system. Because you think about it, first and foremost, I understand that there are people that there are women who have lactation issues. I absolutely understand that. But it's not as many as need baby formula. I mean, Yah created the human body, and He created the human body perfect. And being that I have worked at a hospital and talked to many lactation specialists, and just to hear the numbers of women that choose to formula feed over breastfeed simply because they don't want to lose their shape, they don't want to lose their perky titties, they don't want to have to go through the pain on their nipples, so they turn to something called formula. They literally pass the responsibility of feeding their child to a system. Similac, Enfamil, and they're gonna create something to feed your child. I mean, my goodness, it's amazing. But again, there are women that have lactation issues, and it's amazing that there's not more education on how to fix those issues. Instead, it's just you may just have to use formula. But I digress. I just find it rather amazing that this would not even be nearly as much of a problem if, people breastfed. And as this goes to show, if we took more personal responsibility, a lot of the problems that we experience, we would not experience if we took a lot more personal responsibility. If you take the responsibility of growing your own food, well, guess what? You don't have to go through the problems of those that are dependent on the grocery store. But then again, it just shows how fragile our system is. That something like baby formula could be causing these sort of issues. This is not even something like, they're seeing in the East Coast diesel shortage. What kind of problems is that going to create? When food prices continue to go higher, what kind of crisis is that going to cause? How about the electricity issue coming up this summer? With the power grid already being strained, what kind of issues is that going to cause? If baby formula is causing this sort of issue, what is it when it's really going to be something that affects everybody? I mean, because not every woman's breastfeeding, or not every woman is pregnant, not every woman is feeding a child right now. What's going to happen when it's things that affect everybody? Men, women, children, old people, our elders. This is a continued reason why we should always move towards a level of self-sufficiency. I've heard people reference using goat's milk. I mean, just the idea that something I'm gonna call as trivial as Enfamil and Similac could cause these issues is extremely eye-opening to show the state that we are in. To show that something that a couple women used to use because they could not lactate has now become an issue where women all over this country are traveling hours away to find it. And when they find it, they're buying all of it to the point where stores are having to place limits on the amount that you can buy. What happens when it's water in the West Coast? And we could spend all day long talking about what happened in Buffalo, the shooting in Buffalo. We could spend all day long talking about these things. But the reality of it is for a majority of people, that's not going to change them. They're still going to go out their grocery store head down. They're still not going to, men still aren't going to teach their ribs how to protect themselves. They're still not going to have a plan. None of this stuff is really changing anything. People look at it in the news and they say, "Oh wow, that's sad. Oh wow, that's scary," and they return back to normal life. They don't change. They don't make changes to their lives. They just, "Oh wow, that's scary. Oh wow, that's bad. Oh wow, that's amazing." Can you hand me that pickaxe? It is absolutely amazing. We have become docile. We have become a people that are consistently dependent on other people, consistently dependent on others for our life. And as long as they give us the resemblance of choice, Enfamil or Similac, because we know you're not going to breastfeed, we say, "Oh wow, they're doing a great job for us." Just a little video I wanted to put out there. If this is what and how we are reacting to these things, what's going to happen when it's become things that are more life and death for everybody? What kind of breakdowns are we going to see in society? We're already seeing them. We're already seeing them. It's like the perfect storm. They jammed everybody in those houses, told them you can't go anywhere, don't go to work, don't do this, don't do that, and then now they're releasing everybody all at once, and people have their minds are gone. The demonic influences and the sin has it's the perfect storm. I thank the Father that I'm out here, and I'm just doing what I've been doing, preparing, providing for my family, living this wonderful life that He's given us. And so many are traveling the state, traveling their county, trying to find Similac and Enfamil. We've already seen what happened with toilet paper. We already see what happens on Black Fridays when there's a sale. What's it really going to look like? How are people really going to react when it comes to the things that they need, like water, like food, like coolness in the summer heat, like heat in the winter? How about when people can't afford? We're watching crime statistics jump. We're watching muggings and jackings and shootings, and some of these people are doing these things because they simply have no other recourse. They don't know how they're going to get their food. Meanwhile, we have hiring signs everywhere. If people are catching on, they're realizing, man, I could work there all day long. I could work there 10 hours a day, and I'm still not going to be able to make ends meet. Because it doesn't ever come to their mind, hey, why don't I just get rid of that $5,000 cell phone and that car that I'm paying $700 a month for? Okay, a bit of an exaggeration on a cell phone, but you get what I'm saying. Do I really need Netflix and Amazon Prime and Paramount Plus and ESPN Plus and all these other pay subscriptions? They'll tell you yes. Anyways, hope you're having a blessed day. Shalom.